Alright, what is going on YouTube? So, today I decided to make a project for the S2 game engine, World War II, for Call of Duty. Now, the reason that I decided to do this is because I noticed that the game has a lot of hashed code, so if we go ahead and just take a look. Now, I went ahead and labeled, like, majority of the functions in this game. For example, if I go to game types, kill streaks, um, a lot of the like important kill streaks are labeled, and the reason that I did that is because I'm trying to make it easier for myself. But I decided that I wanted to give the community a chance to really, do something with this game. It's really hard to work with. So I made a S2 repo, which basically will just contain CSV tables for the project. Now, I went ahead and made an exe. You don't have to use it, it's really not that important, but basically all this does is a little web page. Now, it's a big file, but that's because of Ceph Sharp, a um, library used for web browsing. And I mean, it's a good library. It's worked really well for me for what I'm trying to do. The issue is that Windows, or Microsoft, I should say, released a library for it, but it's not that great. So I decided to use Ceph Sharp for this. So you would just open the exe or go to um, github.com/levi's/s2functions. Anyway, so literally that's all this exe does is open this here. So let's go ahead and make it kind of big for you. Now, I'm not really going to be providing much support for this in that I'm really just creating a library for myself, and I figured I'd share it with people while I'm at it. So if we go to functions and built-ins, in here is going to be where like a lot of the built-in functions or like global functions that is inside the game engine, those will be right here. So here's an example: set weapon ammo clip. Here's the name that you would call, the parameters that you need to fill when you make this call, and then here's a description of what the function does. So get tactical weapon, right? So this is just you call this function. You would just do self this function, and then none, and it'll return the tactical slot. The same applies for everything else on this list. Set move speed scale is right here, and that's how that would work. And if we go to functions over here, this is essentially a compiled list of functions that I'm working on. Again, this is not perfect by any means. I'm just making the library for myself for a point of reference. Um, get stat mode, this will return whether or not it's needs to use ranked player stats or zombie player stats. This sets objective stuff. This is unlimited ammo actually inside of um, their code, but it only works in the hub. End game, this ends the match. Splash table returns the splash table CSV table. Um, HUD scale over time, that's just basically you do the HUD and it will scale it over time. Add crate type, this allows you to add items to the care package. Create airdrop crate, it lets you create a care package. Notify message is the big one that comes up when you go in game. Old notify message is the old one. This is bots, and this function to spawn bots. So now we're gonna go over to S2 and go to variables really quick. And level variables is where you're gonna see everything that relates to the level. So level.killstreak functions are here, split screen is here, bot functions from ghosts is here, and crate types is here. So again, I have a description for the um, variable. Now we're going to go ahead and jump onto the IL compiler really quick. And I'm going to make a new project. We are going to call it s2functions. And we're going to do multiplayer World War II. Alright, so we're in main.gsc. Now I'm going to clear all this crap out because I don't use it. And get rid of you. Okay, so this is on player spawn, right? So this is everything that's going to thread when the on player spawn, but I'm just doing this for the purpose of the video. So let's go ahead and go to functions, and we want to make a notify message. So we're going to be using old notify message versus notify message, because notify message basically is handled through this. Like this goes to notify message. And this one lets us have a little more customization than this one would, because the variables are a little harder to define as they're all hashed. So we're going to copy this and this. So we're actually going to copy them both really quick. And we'll go into InfinityLoader and paste that right in there. And we're going to back this up. We need to turn any of these slashes into commas. That's because I'm using CSV tables for the project and we just want to do it this way. So then we're going to do that, and you want to write self thread here. Now the title text is going to be s2functions s2 understood or whatever, and then we're just going to set this to that. The glow color we want to be 0 because there's no color in the game, and we'll do mp underscore level underscore up, and then the duration we are going to do 15 seconds. We're also going to wait 15. So now let's go ahead and look at the library again. What else can we do? So I guess we can do give kill streak, right? So we're gonna copy this, and again you'd follow the same procedure. So you'd write self thread this, and then you want to grab those parameters. It's gonna be right here. Now you only need the first, literally the first two, and that's just gonna make the difference as to whether or not you are getting it through a care package or if you're getting it by earning it. So we're gonna write v2 rocket, and then is earned we are gonna write true, or no, false, sorry, because we want it to just come up. Alright, so now let's go ahead and inject and start the match. In the meantime, we also have player variables. I was working on it, so some of these are just generic ones that I put in there because I wanted a point of reference. But like self allow copycat, which allows you to copy classes, is hashed. Self.pers is now self.012c. So that's how you would find that information. Now let's go ahead and start this up, and it should be ready in a second. Alright, awesome. So we're going to spawn in, and then it's going to wait until this timer ends. You might start it 1 second. Yeah. Alright, and there you go. You have rocket. So again, I'm not going to provide a lot of support onto how everything works, but the idea is I'm giving you guys the functions inside of it for myself. I want to make it easier for other people to mod, and I guess that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this library works for you guys and helps you guys understand the game.